Hello, animal communicators, and welcome to this really juicy, important, and also quite magical topic. Love, 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 love. It's not just magical, just the word, just the feeling. Really do invite you to feel into that feeling of love. And as the Beatles said, all you need is love. And that's what the purpose of today's power training is all about. It's about love and how we can become extraordinary animal communicators when we really harness the power of love. It's how we also become extraordinary human beings by harnessing the power of love. And I've really been inspired to bring this topic to you because I think it was maybe about a year ago, I did a one off mastermind class in the power of love. I actually was really struggling for a title. I had about a million titles because I could have called it a million different things, but I decided upon the power of love. But within that mindset masterclass, it's all about how we use love to be better animal communicators, to be extraordinary animal communicators, which in turn, when we do this work, it makes us extraordinary human beings. It also helps us navigate life and navigate the ups and downs of people. Maybe it's just me, but do you have friends, clients, family members that really push your buttons like ding, ding, ding? Or is it just me? Is it just me? Put a laughing face in the comments if I'm not alone with those people that really push my buttons. So I want to just share with you some really quick, easy ways that you can support yourself in stepping out of that button pushing place where you're going to be quite reactive, possibly quite emotional, and certainly not working from a place of being your absolute best self. So I'll share some strategies with you about how you can move out of that, because here's the thing. When you learn how to do that, and this is the most important thing, you implement it. This is my familiar action in my animal communication work. This is what you want to do. You want to pump that muscle. You're pumping that muscle of implementing the work so that you are less reactive when people push your buttons. Because here's the thing, you already know that people push your buttons. It happens. It's because we're human. But if you're doing this work as an animal communicator, your clients are likely to push your buttons too. And here's the other thing, without you even realizing it, you're probably pushing your clients' buttons as well. It just happens by the very fact that we are human beings and we are living a human existence. So, what I want to share with you is some kind of quick fix ways that you can really support yourself in not being triggered. And the more you practice, I absolutely promise you, the more you practice and implement these strategies, and you might even find other ones that work for you too, then the less reactive you will be, and the easier, and this is the key piece, the easier it will be for you to be able to stand in your authority as an animal communicator, take whatever flack comes your way and still be okay. You will still be whole and intact despite what's going on around you. But here's what I love about the mindset work that I do on my animal communication training programs. When we do this work with a view to being better, more confident, more solid, more unshakable animal communicators, there is a consequence, there is a side product of that. And the side product is that you become a more confident, more self assured, more grounded, more unshakable human being, because nothing comes alone. Nothing discriminates in our lives. If something's showing up for you in your animal communication work and it's an issue, it will be showing up elsewhere in your life too. So let's dive into how you can harness the power of love to be a more effective, more extraordinary animal communicator, and how you can use those same tools and techniques in your day-to-day life so that you can be a more extraordinary human being as well. So the first thing I want to make reference to is some amazing teachings by Don Miguel Ruiz The original book was called The Four Agreements. There is now another book called The Fifth Agreement, and that's been written by his son, and it very much follows on from his father's work. And I'm not going to go into all the four agreements here, but one of those agreements is take nothing personally. Now, I could spend a whole day talking about this. It took me, oh my goodness, about a year to get my head around don't take anything personally. Does that mean that I let everybody walk all over me and I just become a doormat? No, it does not mean that at all. It just means don't take anything personally. So, this is where, when we can really lean into that, we're less triggered because whatever is going on for the other person is about them. It's not actually about you. And there's a brilliant expression I heard the other day. One of my business coaches and mentors, he used it and he said, if it triggers me, it's about me. And I was like, yes, that's it. If I'm triggered by this, then it's about me. It's not about the other person. It's if it's triggering me, then this is actually about me. And that's where the gold is, because it gives you an opportunity to work on your stuff because it's coming up and it's saying, hello, I'm here. Did you not notice this before? So it's just an opportunity for you to work on that. But the other person's stuff is about them. This is then about you managing your reaction to it. So keeping this in the context of animal communication work, if you had a client that said something to you that you were really upset by, then that's you being triggered by their words, their actions. Was upsetting for you. They might even have spent ages crafting the perfect response to you. So they didn't upset you and they didn't hurt your feelings, especially if it's around a piece of feedback that didn't resonate for them. So that's one of the easiest ways for us animal communicators to feel wounded or triggered. So let's say that's the scenario, but your client might have spent ages very carefully constructing feedback that basically says, no, you didn't get it right. But if you're receiving that in a way that really wounds you, as in, oh my God, I'm rubbish, I'm useless, I don't get anything right, I can't do anything, why did I think I could do this work? I'm just not good enough. All of those kind of reactions, they're yours. That's not about the client. It's not about what the client said. That's your response and therefore your responsibility to deal with that. So the first teaching around that to help you stay grounded and strong and unshakable, but you do have to put the work in and do the practice, is around not taking it personally. Whatever is said to you, and okay, disclaimer, of course, if you're with somebody, know somebody, happen to come across somebody that is genuinely, psychologically imbalanced and in that arena, and they may deliberately cause harm, that is a completely different setup. But for the purposes of this is about ordinary, normal human beings. Their behavior very rarely is ever done to deliberately cause harm. It's really about us looking at us and how we are reacting and responding. So that's the first piece. Don't take it personally. And if you are having a strong emotional reaction, then you really want to look at that and say thank you. You might not feel like saying thank you in the moment. You might not feel like that. You might not even feel like that the next day, but there will come a time, if you've done the work, you do the work, then there will come a time where you can say, gosh, what a gift that was. That was the gold. Because when you go mining into that emotional place, you will find gold. I absolutely promise you. So don't take it personally. Go mining, do your digging, find your gold. That's where you create the change. That's where you become more solid, more grounded, and less flappable and shakeable when other people round about you are perhaps not being kind, or they are pushing buttons that they didn't even know that they were pushing buttons. And even when people are deliberately trying to push your buttons, because that happens too, and that is a deliberate action to get a reaction, if you've been pumping this muscle, you will be able to stand much more solidly in the face of that. So in terms of your animal communication work, that's most likely to come up for you in the arena of guardians and guardian feedback, things that guardians might say when they're deciding to work with you or telling you that they don't want to work with you. Again, these are all the places where it's easy for us to really drop into those lower vibrational energy centers. The lower three centers is what I refer to as the self. and where we want to get to is up into those higher vibrational energy centers, the higher, faster frequencies of the higher self. And what quite often where we operate from is that lower self. So what we want to be doing is really doing whatever takes us up into that higher vibrational place. And one of the easiest ways to do that is just to think about someone, something, something in your life, most probably your animal companions, that you love so much, and that will immediately bring you up into that heart center energy and help you raise your energetic vibration out of those lower energies and into those upper energies. And when a client is perhaps being a bit tricky, or you're not really feeling the flow with the client, or you're not sure that they're liking your work, trusting your work, believing your work, and you're maybe feeling a bit insecure, you want to go into that love place. Don't think about your client at that moment in time, but think about someone you love, one of your animal companions that really helps you feel that energetic change in your body. And then from that place, send that out to your client. We never know what's going on for a client. We never know. We just never know. But we often we nearly always assume it's about us. It's about them not liking our work, not enjoying the way we've communicated with them, never mind their animals. They maybe didn't like the feedback. They maybe didn't agree with feedback. We make it often about us, but that's the story that you're telling yourself. And when you come into that place of love, you'll find that the stories, that internal narrator that we all have, that's usually not very complimentary, that usually disempowers us, he or she will start to naturally fall away the more you raise up into your upper energy centers. So there's two. I was going to say easy. They are easy, but they do need practice. Like anything, it needs a bit of practice. Don't take anything personally. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes for the other person. If we're triggered by something, then it's about us, and it is up to us to own that, take responsibility for that, and go digging. Dig, 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 find your gold. Do the work, clear it, heal it, reassure it, whatever needs to happen, and then you will be operating from a new place. So you will be really moving into that kind of extraordinary energy center that you want to work from, not the fear, the insecurity that you might have been operating from before. And then the easiest way to get there, the kind of fast shortcut to there, is just going into a place of love by simply putting your full 100% attention on something, someone that you love, that just makes you feel oh so juicy lucy. And when you feel that juicy lucy feeling, your whole vibration changes, and then the way you're thinking about things changes as well. So there's two really, really good things that you can start doing right now to help elevate how you show up as an animal communicator, and really elevate that showing upness to extraordinary. And as I said before, the byproduct, you become an extraordinary human being by the very nature of this work as well. So these suggestions have been taken from a really powerful masterclass that I ran just once. I ran a one-time class maybe a year or so ago. And if you want to get your hands on the full training, if you're on my Pet Whisperer mailing list, that will be dropping in to your inbox tomorrow, and you'll get a special code for a sizzling summer discount. If you're just in my Facebook group, you can join my list with the click by clicking the link in this video in the description. And if you don't want to be on my list, that's okay too. If you just want to stay on Facebook, you will get a discount code on Sunday, which is only available for 12 hours. But what I want to say to you is that this masterclass, the students loved it. It was a trial for me because it's a deviation from my normal animal communication teaching. And it was actually my trial run. I didn't even tell the students this. It was my trial run for a new program that has been really building and growing in my heart for at least a year, helping people stay extraordinary. My whole animal communication trainings are about being an extraordinary animal communicator, and I want to create something that really helps people stay extraordinary, not just in their animal communication work, but in all areas of their life. So that was my trial run. I did 2 one-off classes around that kind of topic, and this one's called The Power of Love. So if you really want to dive deep into the power of love, understand understand the map of consciousness. That's David Hawkins's work. I cover all of that there. The reasons why, when you're getting in your own way to being the animal communicator that you want to be, this training uncovers why you get in your own way, and more importantly, really shows you that it's not your fault. We beat ourselves up so much about not putting ourselves out there, not doing the work that we want to do, that we dream of doing, that we yearn to do. But if you're not doing the animal communication work that you want to do, there's a reason for it, and it absolutely is not your fault. And that is in this training as well. You'll see all the different external influencers from before you even came into this earth, as to why you might not be showing up in the way that you want to. But most importantly, like all my trainings, there's some real clear action steps for you to be able to lean into and to take, to really help you come into and stay in a place of deep, profound love, so that you can be a better, more effective, more extraordinary animal communicator, and by default, an extraordinary human being too. So watch out for that training. It comes out tomorrow, and once this weekend finishes, it will not be available for sale again. It's not part of my normal materials that are open for the public. It is literally a sneak peek into a future program, but you can get your hands on the real guts of it with this class, The Power of Love, coming out to your inbox tomorrow, or here in the Facebook group on Sunday. But as I say, in the Facebook group, you've just got a 12-hour window. So my absolute I was going to say my absolute best to you with this. This is just the stuff that I've been called to do over the last, I don't know, the a good year or two. This is where I'm being called more and more, is that fundamental makeup of who we are and how we can clean up ourselves, so we're a cleaner, sharper tool, a cleaner, sharper channel for this vital animal communication work that we're all here to do. So yeah, I'm excited about what the future holds with this program. But as I say, if you want to be sneak peek, then you definitely do not want to miss this. I'm just seeing Claire. Hi, Claire. Lovely to see you here. Those, mainly family, that have pushed my buttons are no longer a part of my life. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's a decision. And I say this with much love, no shame, no blame, no judgment to anybody. We as individuals, all we are responsible for is ourselves. We're not responsible for other people, even if they try to make us responsible for them. We are only responsible for ourselves. And if somebody in your life drains your energy, is mean to you, unkind to you, doesn't support you, you don't have to have them in your life, even if they're family. Even if they're family. What I would say is follow the teachings here in this little short power training. And if you want to know more, then definitely go on to that bigger training. Because I would say do your own work first, because sometimes what happens, and this is certainly my experience, when you start to clean up your own energy field, your energy vibration is going to shift. That you can't help that. When you start to move out of these lower vibrations and you're really moving up into these higher, faster frequencies, your energy vibration will shift. And what can often happen is that it will repel those people that have been really sucking you down into the lower energies, because you're not going there anymore. You're not in their playground anymore. That's what's happening there. You're no longer in the same playground as them. So they often will walk off. They might push your buttons faster, harder before they do that, as a last minute, kind of last ditch desperate attempt to get you back in the box that they want you in, that they're used to being, that they're used to you being in. But that's a whole training for another day. So there might be a little bit of getting worse before it gets better. But when you really start to shift your vibration, you will find that you don't even need to have conversations with these people. They will just fall off your radar. They just won't be there anymore, because you're doing the work. And that's all we're responsible for. And it is work. And I'm just going to say, can you tell I'm already on a roll? I could talk about this stuff all day long. Yeah, I just love it. I just love it. And I'm being called more and more into this area of work. But here's the thing. The work that, it was dubbed the work by Byron Katie. This is the work that most people don't do. This is the work that most people shy away from. The people that do the work and they pump that muscle, we are just a very, very, very small percentage of the whole world. And I think it's something about 1%. It's not a lot of us. It's not a lot of us because it's not easy. It's not comfortable and you need to keep showing up. But I promise you, when you do, I've seen it for myself, for my clients, for the students of my program, and you keep showing up and you keep at it and you keep doing the work, you will elevate who you are, which elevates everything that you do, including your animal communication work, but not just your animal communication work. It elevates everything in your life. And that's why it's so exciting. We just need to show up and do the work. But absolutely, going back to Claire's comment here, no longer a part of your life. You do not need to have end in your life that you don't want to be, even if they're family. Hard, tough, I know, but you're only responsible for you. And if there's anybody out there trying to make you responsible for them, walk away. You are not responsible for them. You're responsible for yourself. You're responsible for how you react to them trying to make you responsible, but you are not responsible for them. I'm going to stop that now because I can feel myself going on a whole other loop. So please think about bringing in those two pieces. Don't take anything personally. Find your ways to get up into love. The quickest, easiest way to do that is put your focus on an animal that you love with all your heart, a person that you love with all your heart. That will raise your energetic vibration. You want to keep going back. Practice going into that space. You can get there quicker and quicker. And I promise you, with enough practice, you'll be able to get there with a single thought. It won't take you 5 minutes to build that energy up. You'll just be able to go there really, really quickly, and that will stand you in good stead if you're taking a bit of an emotional or verbal battering from friends, family, clients, or your buttons are being pushed, even if the other person doesn't mean to push them. It will really help you stay strong and solid. And if you want the full training, look out for that in your inbox tomorrow. I'm really excited to gift this, but it's only available until the sizzling special finishes on Sunday at midnight, and then it's going back into my private archive and won't be available again. So take advantage of that if you so feel called. Until next time, stay happy, stay in love, but most importantly of all, keep communicating. Till then, bye.